Hi, this is Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, a premier executive resume writing company, and thank you so much for joining me today. So today, we're going to talk about 5 ways to attend conferences to network. Now, you may be thinking, 5 ways? You just attend, right, Lisa? No, there are 5 ways, and there's probably more. But I'm thinking of just 5 ways that you can attend to get the most out of a conference where you can get new contacts to network with and different ways of networking. So the first way, which is kind of the obvious way, is to travel to a conference and attend it, right? So travel and attend. And, that involves, whatever means of travel, getting a hotel room, understanding the schedule, maximizing your attendance at each event, and both social and educational, and really doing what we all typically do when we are attending a conference. So that's number 1. Number 2, the second way to attend a conference is to attend locally. Again, this one's probably slightly average, or slightly obvious, not average, slightly obvious. And, you can research conferences in your local area up to a distance that you're willing to travel in terms of driving. And this way, then you can just attend, and you can choose to get a hotel. You can choose not to get a hotel. It's obviously less expensive because you're not doing, plane or train travel, and you are possibly not getting a hotel room, right? So it's a more economical way of attending a conference in person, and you can still navigate the social and the educational components of the conference, so you can meet people and learn more and all the things, again, that we normally do at a conference. So that's the second way. The third way, which is obviously a during and post-COVID phenomenon, is to attend virtually, right? So this way you can still attend all of the educational components that you're able to attend. And now so many conferences, when they're doing a virtual option, offer a social networking or an ability to network socially. Even though it's virtual, they have typically a breakout room, or they have different breakout type of environments where you are able to network with other fellow virtual attendees. And they even now have organized individuals who are organized to draw in person attendees to mingle with the people who are on virtually. And this way, it brings a lot more of a dynamic presence, and it allows the conference organizers to get more people, right? More revenue. So you can now do a virtual conference attendance, and it helps you stay. It's definitely, I think, a little bit more leaning towards a benefit from the educational side than maybe the social or the networking side, just because you're virtual. And you're limited to networking socially with other virtual attendees, and you're not going to the bar and to the restaurants and to the social events that are being done in person. But educationally, you are pretty much with everyone else, and you're able to at least stay on top of your industry or profession by participating in the educational components of the conference. And then the fourth way, and frankly, this is one of my more favorite ways of doing a conference sometimes, is, and I've known people, clients, as well as just work colleagues who've done this. I personally have not done it, to be clear, where I've traveled to do this, but I've done it locally, where I know a conference is happening at a particular hotel, and you just go and hang out at the bar, right? You hang out at the bar, you hang out at the common areas, and this works whether it's a boutique type of hotel or if it's a large hotel. You can frankly even blend in easier, and you're just there to see who you can meet, right? It's a little bit more of a, admittedly, it's a little bit more of a spray and pray type of approach, but I've met some really awesome, cool people that I've maintained relationships over the years that have helped me. I've helped them. It's led to business. It's led to engagements. And I've known it work for many, many people. Like I said, I've known people who even travel to do this. And I have not done that in particularly, but the barfly effect, essentially, at a conference, it can be really effective, especially if you're just open to seeing what happens. And you obviously need to do it strategically, you need to do it safely and whatnot, but It's just another way of just trying to meet people and put yourself in situations that if you're virtually behind a computer, you're not going to be able to do. You can't run into people. You can't meet new people randomly if you're not putting yourself out there a little bit. So that's number 4. And then the 5th way to attend a conference is to not attend. But you take the agenda, you take the speaker list, you look at social media, follow hashtags to see who's posting about it, and then you reach out to those attending who are declaring that they're attending, either because they posted it on social media or there might be a list of attendees. Sometimes that's public, sometimes that's not. And you look at the speaker list and reach out to them individually as well after you've done some research on what they normally talk about, because you may not have access to the presentation if you're not a paid participant of the conference, but you have all that information of who's speaking, who's sponsoring, and possibly member participation, again, if they're posting themselves publicly attending the conference, or if there's any list components that are available publicly. So you can make them, that's all information that you can leverage and use to reach out to people. And I'm telling you, that's not a lot of people are doing the 3rd, 4th, and 5th items on this list. So this is what, and frankly, if you attend virtually, you can reach out to people who are speaking and whatnot as well. So, we are in an age of information, right? And it's been obviously that way for a long time, but how you leverage this information that you have at your fingertips is truly up to you, and the opportunity that come from it, and then being viewed as somebody who has capitalized on this information in such a unique way or in an uncommon way also sets yourself apart in this market. So, everyone's going to job boards. Everyone is following up with hiring managers on LinkedIn when they have submitted to a job. And I'm not saying don't do that, right? But do other things that other people aren't doing or willing to do. And especially if you're not working, it doesn't have to cost a lot, right? So obviously maybe flying to the conference may not be an option if you're currently not working, but you can definitely research a list of speakers and reach out to a few of them based on some information you've learned about them, and then come across in a unique way, right? That's just time. And I'm not devaluing time, but it just costs time. So it's really about how creative are you with the opportunity and information before you, and how you approach conferences and leverage conferences is just one way of doing that. And I hope that helps you. So if you're looking for more ways that you can generate leads and get hired fast, I'm going to suggest that you go to my Get Hired Fast package by going to gethiredfastpackage.com and buy the resources that I have that can help you generate leads, help you present yourself in a better way, and help you tell your stories in a meaningful way that will resonate with the audience that you're trying to target and help you get hired faster. So again, go to gethiredfastpackage.com and you'll find all the resources that I've developed there, and you can buy those. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at lr@chameleonresumes.com, or feel free to comment below or DM me. I do my best to reply to every email, DM, and comment. I pride myself on it. And if you like this video, I'm going to ask you to like it. If you know someone who will benefit from learning about conferences in this way, I'm going to ask you to share it with them specifically. Subscribe to the channel so this way you don't miss next week's video. And know that I'm here anytime you have any questions. I'm happy to be contacted through the means below. So look forward to seeing you on the next week's video, and have a great day.